our student athletes. We'll start with Justin.
Noah, can you tell us about your weekend, this past weekend?
Yeah, I'm guessing we're talking about the engagement?
Yeah.
I got engaged this weekend on Sunday. I'm starting to get in my camp day, so I don't really know what day it is today. I just know it's day one. But Sunday, the day before we came back, I got engaged to my girlfriend, so super excited.
What did that moment mean to you?
A lot. I'm grateful for the moment, but it was more for her. It was a big time moment for her, and that's something that she's deserved for a long time. So she's blessed me in a lot of ways. She's definitely held it down for me off the field and allowed me to kind of focus on the field. So I'm super grateful for her.
What went into the timing before the season and everything?
There's kind of two things. She's been waiting on it for a long time. She's deserved it for a long time. So to be able to kind of give that to her was super special for me. I felt like God put it on my heart that was the right time to do it. And then also it was kind of something to kind of hold her off because I know fall camp's going to be super busy for us, but I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time with her as well. So it's kind of something that she's deserved, but also kind of an affirmation for her of my appreciation.
Michael and David.
Tre, you're kind of in the same position that Stoops was in last year, kind of getting that extra year that you weren't expecting. Is there anything you can take from the way he handled it as you enter this sixth and final season?
Yeah, Stoops is somebody that I definitely look up to, and he just handled everything like a pro. But on top of that, just his mindset, like who he was as a human off the field as well as on the field, and then seeing him go into a different mode when he steps in between the lines, like that's something I think about and would like to continue as my own success. Yeah.
David and Lindsay.
No, just obviously you got a chance to see you work with several different position groups today in terms of the personnel groupings and out there. Is that a byproduct maybe of you and Seth being more comfortable with each other, you being comfortable with the offense that we saw a little bit something more than we saw last year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that go into that. That's definitely a big thing, being able to be, that's kind of the common thing, being in year two of the offense. There's a continuity, there's a confidence that comes with that. And then also, I've spoken on it a little bit in the past, but when I talk about the depth that we have on offense, specifically at our skill positions and in that receiver room, we got guys that are going to make an impact in every aspect. So being able to take those reps and take those opportunities, allow the offensive line to hear your voice, but also gather that timing and gain those reps and chemistry with some of the guys that I might not be able to get a lot of reps with the first team is super big, and that's going to help us in the long run.
Lindsay and Justin.
You guys, you guys both had long journeys to get here. What does it feel like knowing today was your last first day, and what are the emotions going into this year?
I would just say bittersweet. You know, we've had very different journeys, obviously, but it's been a blessing nonetheless. Just everything you've been through, you know, molds you into who you are and shapes your character. So it's a bittersweet feeling, but it's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a blessing to be able to get out there and definitely trying to enjoy it a little more. This year's been going by super fast, but being able to kind of be at that fall camp practice, and my mom was there, my fiance was there, and also my little brother running around too. It was awesome to be there, and we got a lot of work to do to get where we want to be.
Justin and Nicole.
No, now that you've been working with him for the last several months, Zach Henning, how has it been just seeing him settle into the offensive line, and what kind of player is he?
He's a true professional in every aspect. His preparation's unmatched. He lives in the center room, and it's awesome to see that because he's already so smart. So when you take somebody that's that cerebral and that smart, and you add the preparation and the process aspect to it, you're naturally going to get a great player. And then you go on top of the person that he is and the way he interacts with people. You love being around him. We spend a lot of time with each other, me and him. Like I told you before, he's probably the best golfer on the team. So spending a lot of time with him on the links, building that chemistry, and then also having the O-line at the house and just eating with them. There's a trust, there's a belief there, and you can kind of see them continuing to gain confidence playing with each other.
Cole and Michael.
No, just having your coach say the things that he does about you, sell you as a Heisman candidate, and all that stuff. What does that mean to you, having somebody in your corner like that?
Yeah, it's such a blessing. And it really never gets old, being able to hear those compliments, being able to, and it's not just on camera. He compliments me, and he supports me in so many ways off the camera as well. So that's just the type of guy he is, and you could talk about that with everybody, Coach Brandon, Coach Deggy, and Coach Gonzalez. So the belief that they have in me definitely gives me confidence, allows me to go play with conviction and rip it, knowing they have my back. But it also, I wouldn't say pressure, but there's also a privilege and kind of an opportunity to go prove them right.
Michael and Justin.
One question for each. For Tre, what role do you play or do you try to play with the freshmen who are in your defensive line?
I do my best to model the way for those guys, right? I've been here for going on 3 years now, and I've been in college for going on 6. So I just do my best to be the best person I can, because at the end of the day, you got to start with yourself and just show them the ropes.
Sure. And then for Noah, I don't think you threw the pass, but Caleb Smith made kind of an awesome catch today between 2 defenders down the field. What do you think of him so far?
Yeah, I want to speak on both of them. Caleb, it's kind of weird to say Caleb. Jet and RJ, those two are both professionals. And I know we say it a lot, kind of throwing that professional word out there, but those are two guys that have never been on our accountability board. You never have a problem with them being late. You never have a problem with them missing meals or being late to meetings or missing class. Those guys have never been an issue. And then you talk about the way that they work. They're guys that put their head down and work, and that's how you want to be, especially as a freshman. You're coming in to earn your stripes, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't talk. They came and just got about their business, got through their work, and you saw the strides that Jet made in spring. And I remember telling him one day, I told him, and then Coach Deggy told him right in front of the whole offensive unit that he was going to play this year because of the way he carries himself, because of the confidence and the speed that he plays with. And then you talk about RJ, who wasn't able to practice at the beginning of spring, so he was kind of trying to get back in rehab, and then you see him take off in summer PRPs. I called my dad about him probably 2 weeks ago. I think he was 4 for 5 in terms of 50-50 balls in spring in summer workouts when there's no cameras there. And then you saw him track the 5-yard out route he ran today. He has a natural instinct for catching the football. He has a great route running, and then he has underrated speed too. He's a 6'4" guy, and he hit 22 miles per hour in the summer. So both of those guys are extremely special, and they're special people.
Justin and David.
Trey, you've been leading the way for a guy like Prince Williams. When you think about what he's been able to do over the last several months, what stands out to you? What is Arizona's defense getting out of a player like him?
I would say the biggest thing about a guy like Prince is just his motor. Like, we all have different needs as individuals, and at the end of the day, you're going to need help at some point. We're here to lean on each other. But Prince is a guy that you don't really have to push too much to get himself going. He's pretty intrinsically motivated. So, yeah, he's going to be a dog.
David and Brian.
Trey, in the spring, your teammates labeled you as Mr. Redline. What does it mean for you to kind of carry that moniker of the program? And for Noah, why is that the right moniker for a player like Trey?
I would say that's a blessing, man, because that's, nicknames. Some people have nicknames that people call them in their lives and their families, and it goes into the locker room. But something like that, you don't really just give yourself. And I just do my best to be the best individual I can, knowing that will help raise the collective as well. So guys like Noah, Tay Brown, who's also known as Mr. Redline, he's definitely somebody that I'm chasing after, because it's like, all right, who's going to be more Redline? And Tay, I think he usually gets it, but I'm fighting to get there.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Redline, we talk about the standard of Arizona football and what we want to be seen as, what we want to be known as across the country. Tre Smith represents that, and he's probably the best representation of Arizona football and what we want to be. I've told many people that he's probably the best person I've ever been around in terms of personality and just the way that he connects with people, the way he takes care of people. And then you add the fact what he's able to do on the field, it goes hand in hand.
Brian and Lindsay.
Trey, with the amount of turnover that there was in the secondary, considering how big that group was last year, how important is it on the defensive line to have much more pressure as far as getting to the quarterback, so that this newer group isn't maybe as much on an island?
I'd say obviously just pressure and coverage go hand in hand, right? So they do their job, that helps us out, and we do our job, and that helps them out. It's not something that we're worried about. It's just raising the group overall, front and back end. So that's about it.
Lindsay and then Nathaniel.
Noah, coming into this season is probably the most attention you've gotten so far in your career, but I know you've said no one has more expectations than you do of yourself. What are some personal standards or just goals that you have for your final year?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, it's all team oriented, and I don't want to speak too much about the outcome goals, but the outcome goals are clear, and we've said it a lot, and we're not going to shy away from it. The outcome goals are a Rose Bowl and a Big 12 championship. So that's my mindset, that's my expectations and the standard I have for myself. But at the end of the day, what we talked about yesterday with Coach Brandon and the team is about the process. So we know what our outcome goals are, and now we're going to dive into the process and what we need to do to give us a chance to be able to start that.
Nathaniel and Justin.
Yeah, playing big, lanky guys in the tight end room, it kind of fit the exact mold that Day Miller wanted. So what kind of advantage that gives you on the offense, and what do you expect to see from those guys going into the season?
Yeah, it gives us versatility for sure. I love that room, and you go down the list. I think we got so much depth in that room that has so many different attributes and abilities. And I've talked a lot about Coach Miller and the respect and the awe I have of him, not just as a coach. I think he's one of the better position coaches I've ever been around. But when you talk about mentality, he's right up there with Coach Deggy in terms of that. So that room, I know he's going to have that room ready to go. And then you go talk about the depth that we have. It gives us versatility for sure. It allows us to run the ball in 11 personnel, allows us to still be explosive in 12 personnel, because if they're going to put a linebacker on any of these tight ends that we have out there, we're definitely going to try to exploit it.
Our last two will be Justin and then Jason.
Why was it important a couple years ago to start your foundation, and then just what has it been like for you to watch it grow over the last couple years and be a part of so many things that you guys are doing?
It's been such a blessing being able to watch it grow for sure, because for so many reasons. First of all, we're able to get into the community and support a community that has had my back and that's loved my family the way it has for the last 5 years. And then also, I've been able to continue to just try to fulfill what my true purpose is on this earth and advance His kingdom. And our nonprofit I don't want it to be about me, which is why I didn't put my name on it. I didn't put my last name on it. It's because I don't want people to hear the foundation and think that I'm doing it for my name. It's about God in every way, and we're trying to imitate Him. We're trying to point people to Him, and that's what our goal is. And I think it's awesome, because I just talked about this, but we started the nonprofit after probably the worst loss I've ever taken in my college football career, which was the team up north in Tucson in 24. That's when we came up with the idea. So God put that idea on my heart at one of my lower moments, and being able to watch how He's allowed that to grow in Tucson's amazing.
We'll finish up with Jason.
When you look at the guys behind you in the quarterback room, they're playing for a future spot potentially. What's your advice to them and how they handle this season and kind of moving forward?
Yeah, to be themselves. And I try to tell them every day is just you're competing. At the end of the day, it is a competition for sure, but you're competing with yourself. You're trying to be the best that you can be. You're trying to control your reps, your opportunities, and at the end of the day, the best player is going to play. And I think they're all doing a tremendous job in terms of process and in terms of their preparation, because I think we are talking in a high level in the quarterback room. So watching Saul and Luke, the way that they've grown in spring, the way that their confidence, and they're playing a lot faster and playing more convicted. So they're definitely taking a step in the right direction, and it's been great watching them grow up. And then Oscar, being able to watch him get on the field in pads for the first time today, you see the natural ability he has.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.